Um, now, the world releases a lot of movies, and there is a lot of representation in all of those movies. But sometimes that representation is not always accurate, and it is also very much exaggerated at points. So, what are your thoughts about the LGBTQI plus representation in the entertainment industry and the stereotypes that they follow? Nakshatra, what do you have to
All right, so my whole entertainment career is just an accident. Okay, I made a first film. It was selected at Prestigious International Film Festival where I won award, and then I never looked back. But when I was making films and I was doing film by film, a lot of people who are gay and they are at very good positions in the mainstream industry, they were telling me, don't brand yourself as a gay actor. Future nahi hai, career nahi hai isme. And I was like, I can't act manly enough. I can't act straight enough to be. And I always knew that I know Mary कहाँ तक की पहुंच है मुझे पता. I don't want to dream because there are like lakhs of people every day who come to Mumbai to become a hero and they end up losing everything and they go back without a single fan. And here I can limit myself to a particular community and I can create a bigger base for myself and I can still be a mainstream of this community. But there are a lot of things that happen because when Bobby Darling had Limca Book of Record for acting in maximum gay films, though huge respect for him for his struggle, but that went on, a particular image in the film representation. And when I wanted to play a gay role, I was asked to become like that. You have to do hand movements more to get paid. You get extra paid if you behave like that in reality shows. If, that kind of thing it is. Situation is changing pretty well. Like recent example, earlier they used to have straight women or men to play transgender characters. Now let's take the Patal Lok of Anushka Sharma. Let's not talk about the story, but they finally had one transgender actor to play the transgender's role. And this is what I feel the situation is changing. And when I am a independent queer artist, was making film, was a YouTuber, I feel situation is changing. Brands are coming to us since inclusivity is happening. They don't have any other option to run away from us. They have to come. So it's pretty easier these days. But still, I feel पैसा नहीं है इसमें ये commercial चीजें नहीं बन सकती because when we are queer artists we have to make sure that we represent the community also give some message because हमारा base वही है हमारी journey का वो एक हिस्सा हो चुका है. Yeah, everybody wants to make money out of it. That's completely fine. But at the same time, for the sake of making money, you're not going to destroy life of somebody because reality shows that everything people watch in small towns and villages, families sit together. If I behave something, if I say some stupid thing on camera representing the entire gay community, I am going to push those people who already having difficult time to come out. When the parents, they laugh at me, they laugh at the entire gay community. And they send their own kids who are keeping a secret in the closet. And that's why I feel it's bigger responsibility for people like, me are doing this, though not in mainstream. But yeah, the viewership is increasing and people are looking up to us. Now, I can proudly say my 9% followers are completely heterosexuals. I mean, that's what my YouTube Insight says. And my monthly viewership is above 1 million on YouTube. So when it's increasing, you have to be at the same time be very, very responsible and also be progressive and give representations. Like I must accept this that I have never represented transgenders before, or bisexual community. I was just all gay. Then we realized that we need to show different colors. There are people who are not. We must, and they can be gay as well. There are people who are in Northeast. There are people who are in Gujarat or South. You have to represent them too. And this is a responsibility that is synced in me or many others like me, and we're gonna carry ahead with that. Yeah, so situation is changing, but in the mainstream, there are so many gay people, from top to bottom. But it's like don't ask, don't tell. जिसमें पैसा है वो करो, but थोड़ा और टाइम लग सकता है 5-10 जब सिचुएशन और अच्छी हो जाएगी.
Okay, that's very insightful. Thank you. Especially if you're in the entertainment industry, the struggles must be completely different than that of a viewer, than that of a content watcher, because you are a content creator. So it must be a completely different world for you out there. Sonal.
People, but it's really the last 2 years where I've started making my own films and writing scripts. And I mean, I kind of agree with Nakshatra and in fact Bobby Darling. I think while Bobby Darling sure has been a representation of the community, but I think it has also been a disservice from the industry to the community, because that is the only representation. And the representation is, of course, only for humor or caricaturish, representation. I think मतलब मेरा जितना understanding है filmmaking से problem actually script stage पे ही start होती है, right? So whoever is writing a script, whenever you write a script, and I'm sure Nakshatra will echo if he's also writing his own scripts, is that the script is an extension of yourself. Whether you like it or not, the story tells a lot about your understanding of the world and how you view the world. So if you have a bias against a certain community, you won't even realize, and it will show in your script. So I mean, what I'm finding is that a lot of the script writers, they have no experience of the community, have never interacted with the community, and they are writing scripts with may not necessarily be with an intent to be insensitive, but it ends up being insensitive because that is the world they come from. And so what we have to do right now, I mean, when I look at it as a larger picture, I look at it as a visionary, is that actually people from within the community need to be writing their own stories. That is just really the way out, right? Even if like we may not have, like Nakshatra said, not necessary कि मेरे बहुत fans होंगे, मेरे बहुत ये होंगे, but point ये है कि आप influence करोगे, मे बी आप कोई ऐसे इंसान को इन्फ्लुएंस करोगे जो ये चीजों पे सोच रहा है, एंड द थिंग इज दैट कि तुम वो अनफॉर्चुनेटली क्या हो रहा है कि ये जो काम है of making sensitive people sensitive, whether we like it or not, it has come on the shoulders of somebody like me and Nakshatra only to do this. And we don't have a choice. We will I mean, I'm sure if you find a great producer, great. But I think the initial few days, you will have to look at budget filmmaking. You will have to be a budget filmmaker, who's making a point. But I think like the most important thing is that, our stories come out. Our stories are, built in a certain way. That's what's very important. I think what is happening is that, a lot of these people who are playing these stereotypes, they are definitely doing it for money. There is a power structure in Bollywood itself, right? And I mean, one of the things that I used to get initially was like, okay, if you create queer content, koi dekhega nahi, But when you see Netflix now, almost every streaming channel has representation, whether you like it or not, and people are watching. So I mean, when you want representation is definitely possible, but I would say that there is a danger in appropriating a certain voice. And what I want is that for I think like festivals like Kashish, which is the first place where Nakshatra got recognized. But why did Nakshatra get recognized? Nakshatra got recognized because he was speaking an authentic story of the community and something that he has experienced in real, and which is why it connected in a certain way. And I think like Kashish is something, international queer film festivals, when you give support to the community to create content, then it influences people. So I feel like we are already seeing the change. It's been, I think, almost 8 to 10 years of the festival.
Okay, Ria, you could tell us about your experience and your opinions.
I'm definitely not a professional in this field, and I'll talk from a perspective of a viewer. But I feel that just say Netflix hai, all the other all the other spaces that authentic information hai. I definitely feel that not everybody would have access to these resources. I mean, when we talk about Netflix, I'm a huge fan of Netflix and their content about gender neutrality. I love it. But I mean, I wonder whether LGBT children who are exploring their sexuality, who are trying to understand it, would be able to access it. Because I mean, I talk from a background of privilege, and I cannot assume that everybody gets to see those right representations. So as a viewer, I feel that I might not able to understand the dynamic of how filmmaking works, but as from a viewer's point of view, I feel that LGBT stories and authentic stories should be accessible to everybody. It should be exposed to the mainstream. And there's one more issue where I feel that जैसे हम बोलते हैं parallel cinema में काफी representation है. You know, if you talk about Marathi films, there are beautiful representation of the LGBT community, but even the audience does not go there. We want to see mainstream stories. We want to see, matlab, top end heroes, on the screen, and we want to watch them. Now, we also don't support support the parallel cinema or the Marathi cinema. Even we need to take an initiative to educate ourselves. That's what I feel. I mean, I'm not a Marathi, I'm a Punjabi, but my partner is Marathi, and she told me about stories of Jogwa or Natrang, and I was in complete awe of those movies, yeah. And I watched it without subtitles because I could understand the feel of it. I didn't want language. I just understood what the person was going through. So I feel like even as citizens, we should support, support these art. We should support these stories. I mean, yeah, that's what I feel. And this is from a perspective of a pure viewer and a privileged viewer.
I mean, stories ultimately are more feelings, and as long as the feelings come through, the words they're written in don't really matter. So that was a very, very true point. Daniel, what do you have to say about cinema?
I feel that when it comes to representation, it just doesn't have to be on screen, but I also feel that the person playing the role should be from the community. Don't tell me a heterosexual person needs to play a gay role, and don't tell me that there are no gay actors in the industry and you cannot find queer artists. So representation is not just representation of people, but with the people. So for example, Sacred Games is one of the, I would give that example. And the trans person role, I think Cuckoo, right? Cuckoo. The person who played the role, she was a woman, and then she was made, and then she played the role. And I was like, why? Is there no transgender person in the community who could have played that role? So, so things like these, if you look at Shakti, I'm like, the most horrible serial that I've ever seen. It comes on Colors. And it's basically a fuss where they don't know the distinction between what is transgender and intersex, and all transgender, the so-called transgenders in that serial are all beautiful, typically looking, promoting fairness, long hair, beautiful, and they are all women who are playing that role basically. And I wonder and I say, what is this happening? And even when I look at the recent 2 movies, and I'm saying that it's a great step that we actually had such movies, but ek ladki ko dekha to aisa laga, had nowhere lesbian love I could see. And I would criticize that openly, because when you're making a movie which talks about the community, so love and feeling also has to be making normal. And also, I'm not against the movie Shubhamangal Zada Savdhan, but again, the thing is, it did not really bring out the struggles of a gay community, and also from a rural part of the country, which was supposed to be dedicated to that and a family, and and it's not so easy that I can go and kiss anybody in front of 10 people. My God, it would take just the courage to kiss my partner in front of my own friends, because it's very normal. Because for a heterosexual to do that, for homosexual, though we are out and open there, it will still take us a quite of confidence to build that. And I can only do that if there are my queer people around me, because I feel safe about it. So representation in movies, for example, if you look at this beautiful movie which is called The Danish Girl, you see the struggle, you see the person acting into it, you see, and you have tears in your eyes when you look at Netflix movies. The recent very good series, I think it is, I don't know, I think it's Together. It's about 2 real gay life partners movie, and it's the first time that they have no such sexual act in the movie. It's purely teenage love, and that breaks the complete gender binary. And the takeaway is, what if the choice was given to you to love, and there would have been no question of being gay, lesbian, bisexual, heterosexual. You would have been just free to love. So you need movies of representation of the community, but from the community. I'm also the advisory board for one of the YouTube channel, which is called Anant, which is a feminist group, and which works for LGBTQ people. And they got a contract from the Chai, and where they wanted this transgender person to do this role, and This Is a Beautiful, which was out. But every time the casting director and everybody around there was only stuck to one point, that we want a beautiful looking transgender. And my whole point was, what is this beautiful transgender? And what is beautiful? She should not look Zada trans. She should have this, you should not look Zada trans, and she should be fair enough. And she should be the age between 30 to 40, and she should be slim and trim. And I looked at them and I'm like, what are you defining? What are you defining? And finally, we actually had a fight, and we had a transgender who's neither slim trim, who was nor fat, and who was nor fair, like who was fat and who was not fair, and who did not typically came to not looking Zada trans. And finally, you see that ad. You see that ad on that thing. So the struggle of the blackness and all these stuff is also so much struggle. Like, only if you're a fair and you're a good looking, then you have these trans actors. And remember that when you're giving job to LGBTQ people in the film industry, you're not doing any favor on them. You're giving them job on basis of their talent. You're giving them job on basis of what they deserve. Like any other person would just walk in up. And you also have to remember that when you're taking trans actor, they will not most of the trans people are not privileged to have access to photo shoots and all that stuff, and coming in the and get things done like other people can do as actors. So you need to accept them the way they look and then train them into the process. So this is where my point stand, that you want representation. I'm very happy that you have a gay role in your movie, but I'll be more happy if that gay role is played by a gay person. I'm very happy if the trans role is played by trans person. I'm very happy if a lesbian role is played by lesbian people. I would be very happy to see a pansexual person playing the role of a pansexual person, because that will bring out the best in your movie. Acting someone and being someone are two different things in real life. So when you're dedicating these roles, I can act every day as heterosexual. I do that every day. It's very easy. But you will not be able to do what I do on daily basis. You will not have that courage to be queer and walk on the street. So I think that's the difference where it comes, that representation means that you need that same person orientation to act in that movie. And don't come with that excuse that we didn't find any. Then I just think that you didn't work hard enough to find any.
Very, very true. It's all about giving credit where it's due and to whom it's due, rather than giving it to somebody who plays a role. Why don't we need to learn? Like, I'm sure the upcoming media youth pays attention to what you all just said with respect to the film industry, and actually takes into account all of these points that you just made. Unfortunately, Ria may not be able to continue the entire talk show with us. She has another commitment and she would have to leave. Thank you so much for your opinion. Thank you so much for opening your mind up to us. We loved having you. I hope we can have the same thing again, where we see you again. Thank you so much.
Yes, don't worry. I and Akshata will cover your time.
Hannah, thank you so much for having me here to be involved in a panel discussion with so many people. My inspirations, my hero is such a great experience. All the people who stood by me and who are still standing by my side. So thank you so much for having me here. And I'm really sorry that I'll have to leave. And I'll definitely connect to all of you again.
Thank you so much.
Love you, everybody.
Bye-bye. Okay, so till Sonal comes back, I think the panel is Nakshatra and Daniel with the both of you. So we'll continue with the talk show, and I have a lot more questions. So I hope you all are pumped to give me those answers. We were on the subject of media. So carrying on the same thing forward, everyone has a voice online, and not everyone uses it for the right cause. How do you deal with conservative online society in terms of cyberbullying and hate pages and social media handles? So how do you deal with things like that? And what would you like to advise the viewers? A lot of the viewers don't know how to protect themselves, both emotionally and technologically. So how would you like to advise them, and what do you do to protect yourselves from things like that? Nakshatra.
All right. So, some of I generally not face, like I would say hardly, if I get 1,000 comments on my video, hardly 2 or 3 would be negative. But you know, the life we live, the struggleful life we live, आदत हो जाती है सब चीजों की. So sometimes you don't get surprised when you get a negative comment. You're like, okay, if you don't get negative comment, you feel something is actually wrong with this life. So you kind of get used to it. Though we don't encourage any negativity or any hatred for that matter. But maximum thing is like you must ignore it, and because these are the people who are gonna just go and spread hate everywhere. What I do is I kind of block those people from my thing, and if I feel those people can, are capable enough to have a dialogue or conversation, to whom I can go and create awareness, then I actually go and talk to them. But generally, the way we have reached to that stage of social media, I don't think we are sane enough to go and have a dialogue with people. Both door chala gaya. So I don't want to go and actually waste my time and go and educate everybody because they know it. But it's just everybody wants to be trolled these days. Everybody wants to be the main specialist these days. So they just want to make everything. But thankfully or fortunately, I would say hardly get any hateful comment on my video because I would say my majority of people are LGBTQ or gay or bisexual men who follow my work. So yeah, negative comments from, see, there are two types of negative comments. One, you get it from people who are ignorant about it, and there are people who are part of the community and then they're not aware about things. So there are people who will come from the LGBT community who will say, why did you take this actor? You could have taken somebody who was very good looking or with 6 packs. So see, negativity and hatred is from everywhere. It's not like LGBT community is complete pure and biased. No, it's not that thing. There are people from the community who will come and create ruckus and hatred as well. You need to handle everything. But at the same time, it's up to you that you need to evaluate the situation and the person and consider how much you want to give weightage to them, how much you want to give importance to them. If you think the person is capable enough, go and have awareness. But I don't personally feel that there is enough people who can actually have dialogue on social media. So I kind of ignore and block them.
Okay. So if let's say somebody is facing a little hate online, do you know any ways they can work towards it? Protect themselves in every way possible from online hate. With terms to the community and hate to the community.
The maximum messages I get every day on Instagram or emails is that people who are victim of name calling. People call them like good, chakka, baila, you're ladki jaisa hai, tu to ye hai. And for me, most important thing is not going and fighting on their behalf. For me, the main important thing is build their confidence, build their self-esteem. So tomorrow they will not need me to go and fight the battle, right? They would want themselves to stand and go and say कि हाँ मैं ये कर सकता हूँ, मैं झगड़ा कर सकता हूँ इस टॉपिक के लिए. तो सबसे पहली चीज मुझे ये लगती है LGBT कम्युनिटी को लेके, the people who are from small town and villages, उनमें वो डर है. We from the cities, we are connected to each other, the community is connected to each other, but smaller places, the people are completely isolated. The LGBT community is completely isolated. They are not connected to each other. And that's why they feel there should be someone who can at least दो शब्द प्यार के बोले या थोड़ा हौसला बढ़ाए. They don't need somebody to come and fight for them on some random Facebook post or Instagram post or video comment section. Nobody needs that. So I think my job is not to go and fight on their behalf. My job is to actually pump them up, motivate them that what people say is not going to define them. What they think about their life should define them. And that's what I do these days, to build their self-esteem and kind of power up them to ignore all these things and focus on the main goals of life.
Okay. It's really, really great that you haven't had to face that much online backlash. I think I'm nobody to talk about the community as such, but what I would like to think is offline itself there is so much struggle, and it's just nice that you don't have to face that struggle online, like both online as well.
I would say I could be a rare case because
Yes,
maybe
you
probably
specifically.
because I'm a cisgender man, but somebody who is a transgender, somebody who likes to wear makeup or likes to wear different clothes which don't define their gender set by society. If you go to their TikTok videos, if you go to their profile photos, all you see is abuses. And just because they're living their life and expressing, I'm being very candid. I'm sharing an example that happened to me. There was one post that I had put against some people from the community, and I was very, very wild in that. And I received the backlash, and I realized my mistake, and I was like, wow. I mean, sometimes you say a lot of things on social media, and you sometimes you say things, and one sentence and one word can impact mental health of people. You can break their confidence. And I realized that what a big mistake I had done in that one particular post, and I had to correct it. So everybody needs to be very responsible and very much responsible on social media, but nobody wants to become responsible these days. But yeah, especially when you are like a representative of one particular section, you need to be double responsible enough to go ahead and do that. So yeah, I think everybody needs to think twice when they are posting something, commenting something, or representing something.
Okay. I think everybody needs to keep that in mind, definitely. Daniel, so, how do you deal with online hate or comments or just backlash from the media online, and how do you protect yourself from it?
Oh, ask me, that's too difficult for a person like me. I have been called anti-national on media because I am very open about the current situations, and I do talk about a lot about whether it is criticizing the government or the policies, and where I find that there's a need to speak. So of course there's a lot of backlashes that come to me that you are anti-national and all that stuff, and I'm like, when did questioning anything in this country become anti-national suddenly? When did questioning the government, questioning anybody, like anything that you feel of questioning becomes anti-national? And there where it comes that you need to require saying that two ideologies can stay in one country. Two ideologies can exist. If you're for the country and if you're for the government, then there can be somebody against the government. If you're for the LGBTIQ community, there can be somebody against the LGBTI community. But that doesn't mean I go away in that personal space and take away of right of that person, saying just because you are against it, you don't have the right to talk. So you can approach in a different manner saying, hey, listen, I know you're against this, but can you explain me why are you against it? How can we sort this out? How can we get this done? And suddenly the crime, the hate that has been increased, not just towards the LGBTI community, but to all marginalized sectors in Facebook or in. And then when you get a reply from all these other media saying that we will be tolerant towards one community and not to against community, what we are doing is we are spreading more hatred. For me, the best way is if I cannot take that person anymore, I go to their account and directly there's a big block button, which we are thankful to, and I do take block. Because I don't want to take this anymore. And it's as easy to do that. You don't want to talk to that person, you don't want to take it, go and block that person. No one is telling you to usko jhelna hi hai, nahi. Just go and block that person, it is okay. And I tell that person, I'm going to block you, okay? Stop it. And I tell that person and I go and block because I don't want to take that hatred. But I don't go to the same level of ground where they stand. I don't become abusive. I don't give them bad words because I don't know which mentality that person comes from, what this person has been gone through and how this person has been raised. So I don't know any background of this person. So when there's a hate crime against you and it has become severe, like, a few months back, there were all this, when online trainings and all started, where we saw that students making sexual comment on teachers online. So the question is, who's responsible? Who is going to take this responsibility? Why did the student do it that way? What is it that made them do it that way? Been an influence of any XYZ person, but if you look, the real influence was that our education system is not ready to talk about all these stuff. They are not ready to open the discussion on sex and sexuality. We don't have trainings on cyber crime. We don't have trainings to student on what is cyber violence, how to deal with cyber violence. Like, we are teaching them all rocket science, but we are not teaching them basic needs that is going to come and help in all their days of their life. What is cybercrime? How does you deal with cybercrime? Who's responsible for cyber? Who's a victim? Sometimes you may not know even you are the victim of the cybercrime. There are people, and there are people who are sending all kinds of false message everywhere, which is increasing more hatred. Abhikal, tomorrow there's going to complete 2 years, and I received a message saying कि तुम्हें सिर्फ सेक्स करने की आजादी मिली है पर शादी की आजादी हम नहीं देंगे. And I looked at the message and it was on my college group where I studied. I'm like, I pinged to my professor, the admin of the group, and saying, I am there in that group, and can he put such message in that group when I'm there, because I didn't want to talk. And then, you know, that admin called up this person and said, what you're doing is currently, please remove that message right away, otherwise we have to remove you from the group. And then that was done. So, you know, these messages are also, we need to validate. We need to figure out where are these coming from. And is this a true source? Is this a true source where whatever these people are talking? So hatred does not spread more if I am the one who stops spreading that message forward. And if I am a part of a crime who I am been abusing on social media, anybody, just because their views are different from mine, then I am the part of the problem. That means there's a problem within me, that I can't bear people who have different views and thoughts about me. Because as LGBTQ people, not just with and Nakshatra will agree to this, not just we get messages of hate and crime, but there is also a lot of sex messages that we get calling us out on, you know, I want to have sex with you, I want to see your private parts, and that also happens with girl. And I'm like, where do you come from? Who are you? You know, and what is this? What a type of a world are we bonding into? So sometimes I feel scared to even look at those spam messages or whatever messages that go, you know, in another folder, and I don't even open them. I don't even dare to open them to see what kind of a messages would be there inside, because there are so much messages that I've received. And you know, whom do you go and complain? The question is, you walk to the cybercrime is saying, block kar do, unless it becomes severe. So it is me who needs to take a stand and say, I'm not going to allow this thing to happen. Verify who is this person, where this person comes from, and then only reply. Open links safely. So be aware, not just when you're talking about cyberbullying, there's a lot of other thing that needs to be covered. Sensitize yourself more. Talk to people if you're in a situation like this, or a friend that you want to talk to about, and seek help as soon. But don't be a part of the victim. Don't let hatred spread you. Talk about it to whomever you are comfortable with.
Thank you so much. I think a lot of people, especially nowadays, need to hear what you just said. They need to be made aware of everything that you said right now. Thank you for sharing all that with us. We have time for one last question. What would each of you like to say to our viewers and everyone out there about being more aware and conscious to every human being? And what is your message to everyone who hasn't had the courage to be outspoken about themselves? Nakshatra.
All right. The first thing I will tell to the people who don't belong to this community, but they would like to know more. First of all, we don't need any special treatment. Like, we are not special people. We don't need special treatment. Just let us leave. That's it. हम लोग ये भी नहीं कह रहे, you know, कि come and support us, that we need. If you come, you're welcome. But ऐसा नहीं है कि support नहीं मिलेगा तो हम जीना छोड़ देंगे. Though we will appreciate that, but at the same time, don't just come and treat us like we're the weak link. Yeah, we are, but at the same time, just motivate us that we can do other things that's just like any other person like you. And this is the one request that to all the people who are watching, stop using this word like normal and all. Hum normal hai, tumhara normal nahi hai. You know, these are not the words. We all need to update our vocabularies. We need to be very, very aware कि हमें क्या किस चीज से बोलना चाहिए. We get so many cases that we don't reach out to you people, but हमारे social media में, since we are connected to each other on social media, we get to know just because of one wrong word you call somebody a छक्का हिजड़ा. तुम लोग मजाक में बोल देते हो, but that person goes and commits suicide. ये lockdown में कितने cases आए हैं हमने देखे हैं. And you don't want to kill somebody, right? Because you're not a murderer, you're not a killer, but that you are being. And though that person is not committing suicide, you're putting him in depression. If you call somebody chakka is not even a gali, by the way, but forcing a gender which he doesn't belong to, that's a crime that you're committing, you know? So you are putting people in depression and you don't realize. मतलब कोई actor suicide कर लेता है या कुछ उसका death होता है, तुम लोग पूरा उठा के लेते हो social media. But each life matters, you know? हमारे लिए CBI नहीं आएगा, हमारे लिए चैनल वाले नहीं आएंगे, हमारे लिए कोई नहीं आएगा, नहीं आए तो भी चलेगा नहीं, बट आप भी मत आओ हमारे लिए ऐसे नेगेटिव थॉट्स लेके. You know, that's what I want to say. And to those people who are watching us and they are keeping the secret, it's fine to keep it secret. But वो secret को guilt में मत बदलने दो. You know, be happy of what you are. Let those butterflies be around you. Let the rainbow shine above your home wherever you stay. And at the same time, like I said before, you don't need to come out to your family or society if you don't wish to, but do coming out to yourself. You know, come out to yourself and accept your identity and tell yourself that whatever I am, I'm completely fine. Like though we always argue this way, homosexuality is present in so many species, but homophobia is only in one species, that is human. So you need to go ahead with this one feeling that तुम जो भी हो, natural हो, normal हो, सबके जैसे ही हो, or you don't need somebody else justification or certification about your identity or how normal and natural you are. You know, as long as you are not hurting somebody's sentiment. अभी public में चीख मारो तो भी उससे किसी के sentiment hurts हो सकते हैं. We have become that delicate as a society in this online world. But you are not committing. If you're an adult, you can take your own decisions. And I want to say this one thing which may not go right with so many people, but I want to say this. संस्कार के नाम पे ना बहुत दबाया जाता है लड़कों को लड़कियों को. मतलब तुम अपने माँ बाप के औलाद हो, you are not their slave. Do everything that you want to do for them to look after them, but don't give remote control of your hand to somebody's life. You can take your decision, you can take decision on your own behalf and do it, because I see even on this day, I see gay men getting married forcefully to women because they don't have enough guts to go out and tell their family. They don't even have guts to move away from the family because sanskar ne unko बांध रखा है. And this is the problem. And it's okay if you don't wish to come out, because then we are ruining that innocent girl's life, and that case will end up being in court. He will go and have date on Grindr and other dating apps, but she will have to suffer. And in other cases, the men may have to suffer in the lesbians cases. So be honest with yourself. Stop creating complications. It's okay to keep a secret as long as it's not a guilt. That's it. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Daniel, what would you like to say to everybody?
I think I would like to say to all of you is that nobody here owes an answer to anybody of their lives. We are not here. Nobody can question us about our identity, about our sexuality, about our careers, and about the choices that we do. Because our choices, my choices, or your choices are your personal choices. And whether it is a fall or a rise, we are all responsible for it. No one is going to pay my responsibility at the end of the day. So, and before all our genders and our sexuality, what matters more is that we are humans at the end of the day. Remember that. We are human species at the end of the day. We are lesbian, gay, bisexual, heterosexual last. Because once we die, we are all going to be the same skull. The only difference that we have is now the body and the sex character. But at the end, whatever matters is the death and what you go. And death has no discrimination on basis of sex, gender, sexuality. So, as a youth, when you're growing up, remember this. It is okay to give up on something you don't understand and something that you fail to do, but it is not okay to give up on your life, because there's always a standing. And all four of us who are here are that example that we have stood and fought the most difficult parts of our life. And that's the most difficult. You can face the whole world easily. That is my experience, but you cannot face your own family that easily. मैंने कभी, because I'm a poet, मैंने कभी लिखा था कि अपनों से बाजी जीत, परायों से बाजी जीतना बहुत आसान होता है, पर मुश्किल उतना ही अपनों को मनाना होता है. So there where it is कि, you know, don't think about what you are going to do, what the world is going to say. It is anyways going to say whether you do good or bad. I have realized that with all my experience, and being the LGBT in the community also have experienced that no matter how much good you do, you still have to face the bad patches. But the most difficult task is do not fool your own self and the people around you. You will tell your mother today, once, you know, it's okay to be in the closet, but once point there will come a time where you have to open your life secret to somebody, to someone. And that one day will come. Just do not press your secret just because they will feel bad, and because of your one secret, you will ruin the entire. Like for the example, I'll take Nakshatra's example also, for example, marriage. Just because to satisfy your family, don't ruin a family of another girl, of another family. It's difficult. I'm not, you know, that's completely unright. That's completely unright. It's okay to. So the first thing is accept yourself, accept your destiny, accept what you were made for. The time you know that this is my purpose, the time I knew that I'm going to be the next intersex to represent now and come out proudly and say, I'm going to spread awareness. That was my journey where I started off. I cannot represent the gay community because I'm not them. I cannot represent the trans community, I'm not them. I cannot even represent the intersex community because there are so many variations. But what I can do is I can at the end stand up for myself at least. Stand up what I am, and automatically things happen. And the only thing is that you have heard, right? Like we say, right? Ki, you know, to change the world, you need to change yourself. That is 100% true. But I'm adding an additional one. To change the world, you need to change yourself. And to change yourself, you need to change your family. Because that's not going to happen. That change is not going to happen unless and until you take stands in your family. And there where that's last point is what is allyship. You know, the word ally. So you say I'm an ally to the LGBTI community, but then if you hear somebody talking about bad about LGBTIQ community, you have to be the one who go front and say, listen, you can't talk about them this shit, okay, if you don't know. That's what allyship means. And allyship doesn't just mean that heterosexual being an allyship for the gay community, but it also means that gay being an allyship for intersex, intersex being an allyship for transgender, LGBT community being an ally for heterosexual community, and then heterosexual community being ally for everyone else, and we become ally for the whole world and human beings. So don't take shit, don't give shit back, but stand up for yourself, for your rights, and for what you believe is right.
Thank you so much. I think I don't really need to say anything to conclude this. Both of you all spoke beautifully. Thank you so much.